All right, hello everyone. Good evening and welcome to tonight's edition of the Growth Accelerator session. We'll be looking at profitable visibility, how to be seen by the right people and benefit from it. If you can see me and you can hear me, let me know in the chat box where you're joining from. I can see a number of you already live. I can see Balkis. Hello, Balkis. I can see Haruna Bwala already. I can see Ali Ibrahim. Hello, Ali Ibrahim. You're welcome to the session. So we're looking at how to be seen by the right people and benefit from it. Now, I'll be talking about this extensively, but before I get started, let's talk a bit about how important this is. Okay, I can see more people are joining in. Shamaki is here. Hello, Oladimeji Jerry. Amazing, great to have you here. So good to have you. Um, Jerry is a friend that I respect so much. Amazing, young man. I can see Emmanuel Adefar. Great to have you. David Olowodun. Great to have you too. So let's talk about profitable visibility. Okay. And if you're joining live, if you're watching the replay, just for those joining live, stay to the end of the session. I would like to say hi to as many of you as possible. And we'll get to talk about this as we get started now. So one thing that is important to know is that visibility is phase by phase. But why is it even important to be visible? Why is it important to be visible? Now, this is it, right? The thing is, every form of visibility is able to have an influence. Let me explain what I mean. The fact that something can be seen, it means that that thing has the ability to influence someone else or something else. Anything that is seen has the ability to influence someone else or something else. And that's why, if we're in a generation where those that are doing good are saying that, oh, because we're doing good, our good will speak for itself, which is supposed to be, and they are not intentional about putting themselves out there, or to an extent, trying to make sure that what they're doing is being seen by the right people, what happens is that every other person starts getting influenced by those that are intentional about it. So you see, maybe music artists or people that are doing some other kinds of things that are not in quotes the kind of influence that you would want others to have. Those are the people that get to influence and shape the minds of people when it could have been you. So there's a light that everybody has that is supposed to so shine so that there will be a glory that is directed in the right direction. Everyone has that light. And I'm starting with this because if I just go ahead and talk about, oh, number one, do this, number two, do that, you don't know why it's important for you to do this. You don't know why it's even important for you to be visible. So you're not putting that much effort. You're not putting as much effort as you need into it. Why? You do not yet know that it's important. So every single person here has a light that is supposed to shine. And this light can be your person and can be your product, your service, your solution in quotes to other people. Imagine what people are going through just because they are not aware of what you're offering. Imagine what people are going through because they're not aware of how great you are at what you do. And this works both for businesses and maybe for career professionals. There are some jobs that you're supposed to be a part of. There are some roles that you're supposed to occupy that because you've stayed back, you've not put yourself out there, your CV is not yet prepared, you're not putting yourself out there for applications and things like that. Those that need you do not even know that you exist, not talking of that they need you. There are people that need you right now that don't know that you exist. And that is a fallacy. That is something that should not be. It is wrong. Okay? So this is why visibility is important. But what exactly is visibility? Because we're at a point when people have been told so many things when it comes to visibility. Okay, put out a post, try and put something out there, create content every day. A lot of things have been said about visibility, but what exactly is profitable visibility? Now, I personally define visibility as communicating your value to the right people. I want to write that down. Visibility is communicating your value to the right people. Because you find out that people are saying, oh, these other big people, they're not creating content every day. So the Illumenu is not creating content and things like that. These people are communicating their value to the right people. Everybody has a right person. All right. So Visibility is your ability or your the action, because it's not just visibility is the action of communicating your value to the right people. Very, very important. That means for every single person, there is someone that should see your value. There are some of you that right now, the only person that needs to see your value is just your mentor or your teacher, because that value still needs refinement. And who refines it for you? The teacher or your mentor. Those are the people that need to refine your value. That's a stage. There's some of you that you've got to the point where your value needs to be seen by people that are your friends, by your circle. There are some of you that you need to put out your value out there so that the world will correct you and you can improve on your craft. But at every point in time, there's a level of visibility that you must have. So ask yourself, at this level, who are the people that I am communicating my value to? Who are those that are seeing what I can do? Who are those that are seeing what I am doing? That is visibility. If there is nobody at all, there's this saying that says, learn in silence or walk in silence, and your success will make the noise and things like that. And there's a school of thought like that, which is okay. But silence is relative. Silence is not is not that it's not just about not putting posts. No, you cannot put posts and still be visible. That's why I say visibility is communicating your value to the right people. I can decide to, in fact, there are many things actually, let me just be clear, there are many things that I do that is not on social media. Why? Because the people I need to be visible about those things to, they know about it. But those that I don't need to, they don't know about it. So the Growth Accelerator session is visible to you. Why? Because it is a value that relates with you. You are the right people for this value. So who are you communicating your values? Who are the right people that need to see your value? This is the first really important thing. And what are the kinds of people? So I'll just talk about two kinds. There are many kinds of people, online and offline, but online majorly. There are the people that will buy from you. That's number one. The first set of people you need to communicate to are those that will buy from you, your buying customers. There are people that the reason why you're putting it out there is so that they can buy from you. There are people like that. They would, if they see it, there are people that the only reason why they've not bought from you is because they don't know you exist. If they know you exist, what you're selling is so useful and valuable to them that they will do whatever it takes to buy from you. So that's one set of people. Another set of people are those that will recommend you. There are people right now in my life that I may have done things for once, or some of them I've not even done anything for at all. But because they have seen what I can do through my posts, through testimonials, through personal experiences, they can recommend me for something. Do not ever get to a point where you feel you do not need any form of recommendation. There are always people that are calling names in places where the people don't exist. I was speaking with a friend and I said something. I said that the most important conversations about you are made in your absence. You can write that down. This is not a popular truth, but let me just tell you. The most important conversations about you are made in your absence. Whatever people are saying when you're not there, that's the most important conversation about you. Do you know why? Because those things are coming out from a point of from the deepest part of the heart. Nobody is saying something to please you or to displease you. All right. So when two people back end are talking about fee, that conversation is a conversation that represents my brand. No, your brand is not your colors and all those things. Your brand is the conclusion that people make about you because of the evidence you give them. I'll talk about branding in another session. This is not a branding class, but that's just an intro. Are you getting value so far? If you're getting value so far, I want you to do two things. If you're not subscribed to this channel yet, go ahead and click on the subscribe button. It's just below this video somewhere. And then you can go ahead and click on the like button on this video if you're getting value so far. And also you can go ahead and drop a comment. Yeah. So drop a like comment and let me know that you're getting value. So your brand is the conclusion that people make about you, okay, because of the evidences you put out there. Think about it like a law court. Think about it like a law court. So in a court, the lawyers, the judge, an incorruptible judge in court, will definitely pass a judgment based on what? Based on the evidences that the lawyers, both I don't know what they are called. Is there any lawyer in the house? The the defense counsel, I think, or and then those that are doing the accusation, right? The evidences that they put out there, that's the evidence that the lawyer or the judge rather judges on. And the same thing that is happening online every day. People are judging you, whether I like it or not. There's someone that is judging me right now based on this delivery I'm making. Someone is saying, oh, he's good for this. Oh, he's not good for that. Oh, he's wearing turtleneck. So he's doing this. People are judging you at every time. But the thing is, there can be no judgment about you if you don't put an evidence. If you understand this thing, your branding will change drastically. The day this thing sat in my head, I found out that nobody can make a conclusion about you online if you don't give them something to make that conclusion with. Think about anybody you have an idea of online. What did they give you? Either their kind of posts, the way they respond to people, the quality of their pictures. Your idea or perception about everybody is based on what they gave you. So they are literally controlling the narrative you have of them. And I didn't think I would go into this. I'll soon talk about some steps now so we can continue, right? But this is what branding is about. I'll have a full session on branding later, not in this class. So there are people that will recommend you, and they recommend you based on your visibility. Are you following? So they recommend you based on visibility. So how then can you be visible? Let's talk about the steps now. How can you have profitable visibility? A visibility that, right, that can profit you. How can you get that? Now, number one, the first step, you can write this down both in the chat and in your personal notes. The first thing you need to do if you want to engage profitable visibility, number one, is be clear about the thing or the things you want to be visible for. That's the first step. The first step is not going to make a post. No. Be clear about the thing or the things you want to be visible for. And remember, these things can change. You can decide that from September, any of you here can decide that from September, I want to be visible for UI UX design. I don't care if you were in the food business. I don't care if you were a content creator. You can say you want to be visible for video editing. You can say, oh, from now on, I want to be visible for software development. I'm always against the notion that you have to be stuck with something, because I've been talking about this frequently, both in my posts and also in my live sessions and in my personal conversation, because a lot of people are thinking they need to be stuck with something because people have known them for that. No. What happened before people knew you? What was there before then? The fact that people have known you for something does not mean that is what you need to do for the rest of your life. Yes, you can do it if that's what you want, if that's your purpose, if that's what you're called to do, definitely you can. But don't do it just because you have been known for that for a long time. That's not a strong enough reason. So you can decide, be clear, what are the things or what is the thing you want to be visible? And if you don't know this yet for yourself, there's already an issue. And the issue is the issue of people are not able to call you for something. Let me give an example of visibility. How many of you remember the story of Joseph? The story of Joseph, right? And there's a part of that story where Joseph was in a place that was described as a prison, where he was put into because he was accused falsely of an offense. And he was put into that prison. And while at that time, while in that period of not being really successful in quotes, in that period of pain, in that period of poverty, of course, because you can't be like really, really rich in a prison. Although he was a leader in the prison, that's why you can be a leader and be broke. You can be a leader and be imprisoned. This is also another message for probably a lot of you, because the issue is once you start getting leadership roles, it can even be WhatsApp groups, it can be Facebook groups, it can be anything. People are calling you my leader and things like that. Do not think that being addressed as a leader means that you're free. Be very aware. I'm just saying this to help everyone, right? Be very aware of where you are. You are leading, but where are you leading? What is your are you yet leading from the position that you're supposed to be, or you're a leader in a temporary position? Do not be satisfied leading in the prison. Are you hearing me? Do not be satisfied even if you are put in charge of other prisoners, because you yourself are also a prisoner. try to make sure that you are free. But for some of you, your period of imprisonment is an opportunity for you to have a close contact with the second kind of people, the people that can recommend you, but you need to be visible with your gifts to them. Some of you are not yet where you want to be, but the reason why you're not yet there is because there's someone in your cycle that is supposed to recommend you later, but the person has left that your circle, or if you are not in that person's circle, the person won't have the chance to see your gifts, to see your ability. So what did Joseph do? Joseph was able to interpret the dream for two sets of people. If you know those people, put in the chat box, right? So there was the baker, right? There was the baker as one of those people, right? The baker of the king. And Joseph interpreted his dream and also interpreted the dream of another of the king's servant, the person in charge of his wine, that's the cupbearer. And because he did that in the prison, what happened was when there was the period for the dreams to come to reality, the person that went back to the palace was able to remember a gift that had been visible in the prison. So imagine Joseph not do what he did while he was in prison. Think about it. Imagine Joseph did not do what he did while he was still in prison. Think about it. What would have happened to him? No matter where you are, even if you are not yet at that great place, make sure that your gifts, your products, your offers are visible to the people that are around you. Do not underrate the people around you because you do not yet know who is capable of recommending you for something in the future. There are lots of people. I've got to the point where I have to turn down a lot of things literally at every point in time. Why? Because I do not have either the time or the luxury of majorly time, right, to engage in those things. So what do? I need to think of someone I can recommend. But who do I recommend? If there was someone that was doing the same things with me while I was still in quotes in the trenches, right? It's easy for me to recommend that person. But do I have that? I don't know. Wherever you are, make sure that you're visible to those around you. And that was the first thing. But that was not the point I was making. I don't know how I got into that. But let me continue with the point I was making. I was saying that the first thing to do is to be clear about the thing or the things you want to be visible for. Now, the second thing is number two, the second step, be clear about the people you need to be visible to. The first step is what? Be clear about the thing you want to be visible about. The second step is be clear about the people, be clear about the people that you need to be visible to. The reason why this step is important is because your visibility depends on where these people are. Where do they spend their time? If the people you want to be visible to are online, do not say that I don't like posting online. Do not say that this social media is not my thing. No, 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 no. Why? Because once it has to do with visibility, it is no more about you. Do you get that? Once it has to do with visibility, it ceases to be about you. It starts to become about the people. You're growing yourself, you're becoming better, you're putting yourself out there, but the major focus is the people. So who are those that need to see this? Because if they don't see it, something can literally go wrong. Who are those that are connected to you? Let me give an example of Jesus, right? So when he came out and read his mandate, it is written that he went into the temple and he picked up the scroll and he said that the Spirit of the Lord is upon me. He has given me the power to give sight to the blind, to set captives free, and every other thing that he said. What happened was that after that time, his time on earth involved him going to places where these kind of people existed. In fact, when you're clear about what you're doing, about what you want to be visible for, it's possible that you can just be passing by and someone that is supposed to benefit from you will call you out and say, Jesus, son of David, have mercy on me. Or, Moses, I want to learn how to structure my business, which Abraham is doing, my friend. Or Hadiza, I want to learn how to create content. Why? Because you are now clear. People that you are not even looking for will start looking for you. But he himself went to the places where these people are. And that's why I say you have to be clear about the people. Who are the people that you want to be visible to? And the people are majorly those that need your value. Remember, I said visibility is what communicating your value to the right people. So the people are those that need that value you're communicating. Those are the major people. There are also those that you'll be visible to so that they can recommend you. All right. So that's the second, third point. So that we can finish this up as fast as possible. Number three, you can write that down. Number three is have an offer, either a free or a paid offer. You need to have something that you're offering. You cannot say you're looking for profitable visibility and there's nothing at all. No service, no product, no. It can be a free, it can be free, it can be paid. But have something. For some of you, you may need something as simple as an email list. So you can say, oh, my offer is if you join my email list, I'll send you a free content every week. That is your offer. Your offer can be, oh, I put out, for example, what's happening right now is an offer. Oh, I put out videos on my channel every Thursday at 10 p.m. That's an offer. It's a simple offer, it's a free offer, but it is an offer. So this visibility is profitable. Why? There's something I am putting out. There's something you're giving. An offer is something you're giving. You don't yet know about how to create an offer. I have a video on this channel. If you've not subscribed yet, you can go ahead and subscribe to the channel. But after now, you can go ahead and watch that video. There's an entire video where I broke down how to create an offer for your products and services. All right, so go back and watch that video on this channel. Maybe I would also put it somewhere on the screen while I'm editing this after, if that's possible. I'm not sure, but then I'll most likely do that. Or I'll put this in the description. So I'll put that link, the link to that video of how to create an offer. I'll put it in the description. I think one of my assistants can help remind me of that. Okay, great. So it can be a guide. It can be a simple guide. It can be an email list, but have something you're offering, either free or paid. If you do not yet have something you're offering, you need to try and think, what can I offer? It doesn't have to be something extremely elaborate for a start. But if someone comes to you, because visibility does something, it brings people to you. Brings people to you. So when they come and say, oh, I want your question, what do you want? Do you want to walk? Okay, if you want to walk, stand up and walk. That's my offer to you. If you want to, okay, let me use some more examples from the physical realm, right? So if you want to run ads, for example, okay, and you come to Fee, right? I want to learn how to run ads. Then I can give you an offer and say, oh, take this offer, a paid offer, learn how to run ads. All right? Whatever, your offer should be around the thing or the things you clarified in the first point. That's why I said be clear about the thing or the things you want to be visible for. If you're a career person, your offer can be your role, for example. What role do you best feel? That's your offer. All right. Now, the fourth point, number 4, is create consistent content online. That's number 4. Create consistent content online. Consistent. Someone should write that down. Number 4, create consistent content online. And I say this a lot. I say that consistency, all right? Consistency is not posting every day. Consistency is having a schedule and sticking to it. Consistency is not posting every day. It is having a schedule and sticking to it. But I also put a caveat there and I tell you that although consistency is not about posting every day, do not post once a week and expect the result of someone that posts twice a day. You have to be very clear. Manage your expectations. If you have decided that, oh, I'm not posting every day, don't covet or try to be jealous about the result of someone that posts every day. So although consistency is not posting every day, consistency can be, oh, I post once a week. For example, I don't do these videos every day, I do it once a week. Your consistency can be once a month. Consistency is just doing something in line with a schedule. So you're consistent. Every morning you do this. Every day you do this. All right? You're doing something consistently when you do it according to a program. According to a program. But choose your program based on your goal and based on your current level. If your current level requires you to post every day, my brother, my sister, your consistency is posting every day. If your current level requires you to post maybe once a week, then your consistency is once a week. If your current level requires you to post anytime you like, then you can call that a consistency. But that's not so consistent anymore because it's not according to a program. All right. So have a schedule and follow that schedule. So your consistency and the content you're posting online must be in line with the number one. Do you remember number one? What was number one again? Be clear about the thing or the things you want to be visible for. The reason why number one is important is because if you don't start with number one, you'll be posting about a lot of things and nobody can pinpoint you for something. If you go to my social media, I can put out a lot of social media of personal development posts. I can put out a lot of posts around, you know, personal development, even spirituality. But when someone wants a service that I offer, for some reason, they still have a way to know that Fee is great at digital marketing. Why? In the midst of all these things, I am consistently making that point clear. Some of you will see me sign my post with something like to your continued digital productivity. It's intentional, very intentional. So as much as I am saying I'm making posts about personal development, work on yourself, be the best you can be, I still am clear that when it comes to services, all right, in digital marketing, I am great at what I do. And emphasis on the great. I'm an expert at what I do, and I know it. And I'm clear about that. That's consistency. Your consistency must be in line with the thing or the things that you have already identified that you want to be visible about. All right. What point are we at now? Number five. Number five is engagement. So engage with other posts. Engage with other people's posts. If you want to be visible, engage with other posts. There's someone on Twitter. Those of you that are really Twitter people, yeah, you may know him. Many people don't even like the person, but they can't deny that the person has grown. For the last 1 or 2 years since I started following Twitter really closely, this person literally comments on any post you can think about. So anybody will make a post, the person will just come under and drop a comment and just go. The comments can be annoying, the comment can be great, the comment can be anything, but he is commenting on literally every post of, especially of people that have some sort of high engagement. But what happened to him? As he continued doing that, his own account started growing. He started becoming known. And I think now he's even a brand ambassador to some brands. That's just it. There's someone that is doing something like this on Facebook at the moment. I'm actually observing it from afar. And he's really good with very intellectual comments. I think it's Lucky James, right? Very, very intellectual comments. I see his comments and I'm like, this makes sense. And he's making those comments very strategically on posts. Anybody that reads that comment will be like, oh, who's the person that is saying this? And the person will go and check his profile. And what happens? You can either follow him or send me a friend request. If he continues with that, you would see that whether I like it or not, his growth, his visibility is inevitable. There's a part of engagement. Engage with other people's posts. Engage constructively. Let your comments be things that are valuable. All right. So lift people, share value, support people. Let your comment not be something that brings someone down. That's not the comment that increases you. No. Your comment should be something that lifts people. Your comment should be something that shares value. Your comment should be something that supports people, encourages people. Make sure your comment is one of these things. Not a comment that brings someone down. No. If you notice, and this for you guys, everybody that is listening to this session, I'm assuming that you're someone that wants to be a king or you're already a king and you're trying to express that kingship. If you notice an error in someone's post, if you notice an issue in someone's post, try to send it to the person's direct message, to the person's inbox. Do not resist the urge to correct someone in public as much as possible. If you can't, except you can't avoid it, but if you can avoid it, resist the urge to correct someone in public. If you notice an error, send it to the inbox. Let your comment be something that lifts, all right? Let your comment be something that encourages, that gives people value. All right, so that's the fifth point. And the last point I'll talk about tonight, as we gradually come to an end, we're already at our 30 minutes mark. The last point I'll talk about tonight when it comes to visibility is intentional support. Intentional support. All right. I don't know if I should end with this or if I should add the last one. Okay, so I'll add the last one. All right. So intentional support is where we are at. So that's number six. Number six, right? Intentional support. How do you do intentional support? Everybody has a circle. Whether I like it or not, there are people that are learning with you. Intentional support. Intentional support is you're looking out for other people and trying to see where your skill or where your ability or where your money, all right, can give the value. I did a session about relationships on the live session with Chinanza very recently. You can check her channel out. And I talked about this. There are three things everybody has. You have time, you have energy, and you have money. Everybody has these three things. Number one, you have time, you have energy, you have money. I'll do an elaborate session on this later. Everybody has it. So you may not have so much time, you may not have so much energy. For those that don't have so much time, maybe you're working in 9 to 5 and 8 to 5, all right? You don't have so much time. That's true, but you have time. It may not be so much, but you have it. Energy is the second one. You may not have so much energy. Maybe you're tired, or maybe you have some sort of something that's taking your energy away, right? You may not have so much energy, but you have energy. It may not be so much, but you have it. You may not have so much money. In fact, a lot of people, right? I'm not say a lot of us, but a lot of people are in this category, right? You don't have so much money, right? You may not have so much, you have money. You can't say you don't have money. You're just deceiving yourself. There's money somewhere. These three things, look for a way that you can use any of them or all of them to support someone. One of the greatest forms of visibility is the one that comes from helping others. There are some of you that you see a flyer from me and you share it. You see a flyer from someone, you share it. Sometimes I notice, sometimes I don't. There's some people that I have shared things for that they would never see it. They may see it, they may not, but I wasn't doing it for that. But if you want to be visible as a person, you get to that point where you're giving what you're looking for, right? Where you're supporting someone else. There are people that you support and they won't go ahead and mention you. They'll go ahead and say something about you and say, oh, this person did this for me. You can give gifts. Look for a way to support, to give to someone. All right. And then the last point as we come to an end today is collaboration. Collaboration. When it comes to collaboration, do not immediately think of influencers, people that are supposedly big, people that are doing great. You know, that's not the first point to go to. When it comes to collaboration, first ask yourself, who can you come together with and give value? So collaboration is value driven, not just influencer status and things that I know. It's value driven. Collaboration must be value driven. What is the value? What is the value? Once you've identified the value, then ask yourself, this value I want to give, who are the people that can come together with me for this value to be given out? And when you identify those people, if they are not people that you have sold into before, and by that I mean you have done some sort of deposits. There are some people that you just go and make an ask. You have never ever done anything for someone. You don't have any form of relationship. There's nothing at all. Just go ahead and you ask and say, "Oh, come and speak on my platform." It would hardly work, especially when there's no, except you have like a standard, you're ready to pay the person's full charges and things like that, then that's okay. But if you're trying to leverage on relationship, why are you trying to leverage on a relationship that does not exist? You want to leverage on relationship and there's no relationship. It doesn't work that way. Collaboration is value driven. So when you want to collaborate, make sure that you're collaborating with someone that you have to an extent giving some sort of value to, invested in. That's the best way to go about collaboration. All right. Collaboration makes it visible because on a normal day, when two people that have chased 1,000 come together, they're supposed to chase 10,000. So one will chase 1,000, two will chase 10,000. All right. Of course, the full verse says one will chase 1,000 and two will chase 10,000 when if the Lord is with them, right? But then the concept is if you have been able to chase your 1,000, and that's the first part, all right, it shouldn't be someone that's not chased anything and you just want to be a part to someone that has gotten some sort of level of success in quote. Chase your 1,000, look for another person that is chasing his own 1,000, and then both of you can come together and chase 10,000. Collaboration is highly value driven. All right, I'm only stopping here for today, but have you gotten value so far? If you've gotten value so far, I want you to do something. Take a screenshot of this session. Take a screenshot of this session. I'm coming. Let me just do a quick. Let me put up the banner for the session up there so that if you're taking your screenshot, that banner will be there. I know what I'm doing right now is intentional visibility, so that everyone that sees your screenshots can see what session you were in. So you can take a screenshot of the session and tag me on Instagram. I'm at Feasting on Instagram. You can let me know what exactly you learned from the session. Let me know what value you got. Let me know if you enjoyed the session. And also, let me just say hi to some of you in the chat box. If you got value, just guys and type value in the chat box. Let me just say hi to some of you. I can see I can see Samuel Biodun. Samuel Biodun is an amazing friend of mine, all the way from I met him in Kaduna. I don't know which part of the world he is right now, but yeah, Samuel Biodun is there. Amazing sound engineer and agricultural professional. I can see William Shamaki always in these sessions. Awesome. I can see Victor Bankole Balkis. I can see Stephanie Chindo. Hello, Stephanie. Great to have. Is there anybody here that is joining this session for the first time? If you're joining for this first time, can you just let me know in the chat box if there's anyone that is joining the session for the first time? Just go ahead and let me know in the chat box. I can see Ayuba Haruna. Um, awesome, awesome. I can see your comments. Value, 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 value. Awesome. Great to have every single one of you. David, Olowodun, Adedboye, Olufunshaw. Did I get that? He says so much value. Thank you for the session. Dockers, great to have you here. Thank you so much, Oladimeji, for joining in. It's so great to have you on the session. Um, uh, Barkis, I'm not seeing your comments. Comment is not visible to me. All right, Hadizer, great to have you. So thank you, everyone. And we'll get to have another session next Thursday. Um, yeah, next Thursday, same time at 10 p.m. Enjoy the rest of the night. And tag me on Instagram. Don't forget to do that. Tag me on Instagram. I'll be reposting those tags. All right. Good night.